YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here with yet another Washington football team video, and in today's video, I'm coming on here to talk about where is Ron Rivera ranked amongst his peers, amongst the other head coaches. So I have a list pulled up here from CBS Sports to talk about the rankings of each and every NFL head coach. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. But before we do, make sure to go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload a video about the NFL, or in this case, our Washington football team. We're so close to 3,000 subscribers. I know we can get there in no time if you guys support. So hit that big red subscribe button if you haven't already. Let's get straight into today's video. So like I said, this is a list of each and every head coach, ranking them from worst to best, and this is by CBS NFL, CBS Sports. So obviously Ron Rivera, when we get to whatever position he is or whatever spot he is, number he is going to be different from other spots such as ESPN, such as Pro Football Focus. It could be worse than this, it could be better than this. So we're going solely off CBS, and if you guys want to see another video of where I go into another website such as ESPN, Pro Football Focus, and other spots where they ranking head coach too, I will do that, but let me know down below. But let's kick it off from worst to, work our way up to the best. So 32, David Culley, Houston Texans. Not only is David Culley going into his first year as a head coach, we don't expect nothing out of Houston, especially with Deshaun Watson most likely not being there. They're 32, so I understand that. 31, Dan Campbell. Same thing with the Lions. They're rebuilding, and you don't expect a lot out of Dan Campbell, although from his press conference, I really like the energy that he's bringing in Detroit. Still, I understand why he's number 31 rather. Number 30, Zach Taylor, Cincinnati Bengals head coach. Going into his third year, 6-25-1 as a career record for the Cincinnati Bengals. I don't understand why he still has a job. I just don't see the bright side of Zach Taylor. He's supposed to be this offensive guru, which his offense isn't that bad. I mean, I could see why they brought him back for maybe one more year, because they somewhat picked up steam with Joe Burrow. They were killing us until Joe Burrow went down, so I mean, I see a little bit of promise with Zach Taylor, but me personally, I wouldn't still have him as a head coach, honestly. But we'll see what they can do with adding guys like Jamar Chase, having T. Higgins, and obviously a healthy Joe Burrow coming back. But we'll see what he can do. But personally, I wouldn't have him as a head coach anymore. I think he should have got fired last year. But moving on, 29, we have Robert Saleh of the Jets. First year with the Jets, I feel like he can have that sort of Ron Rivera effect that Ron had on us when he took over last year for the New York Jets, that being Robert Saleh. Maybe it won't be as successful as we were, and we weren't really that much successful, but I'm talking winning the division, because obviously the Buffalo Bills is in the division. I believe the Patriots are going to be good again, and you obviously have the Dolphins, so it may not result in wins the first year, but I could definitely see him changing the culture in the near future for the New York Jets. So moving on to 28, you have the Urban Meyer for the Jacksonville Jaguars. His first year, totally understand. He's coming from a college game where it's totally different from the NFL, so I understand why he's 28. That makes a lot of sense right there. 27, Nick Sirianni, the Eagles head coach. Not knowing much about him either, as far as what is he going to be like as a head coach, because this is his first year. You guys know his press conference. He was stuttering. He was nervous. That happens. So he's at 27, so I totally understand that. 26, ooh, this is actually a little bit surprising in my opinion. Joe Judge, Giants head coach, 26. It's been going to spend his second with the New York Giants in his rookie year. Joe Judge is coming off his rookie year, and I actually like Joe Judge. You know what I'm saying? As much as I don't like the New York Giants, as much as I really hope the worst for them this year, hope we can beat them, sweep them, we owe them guys a sweep. We're 0-4 against Daniel Jones, which is terrible. But yeah, Joe Judge, I like Joe Judge. I'll be totally honest. I know a lot of Washington fans isn't going to like this from me, but I'm being totally honest right here. I got to be unbiased. Joe Judge is a good head coach, and like I said, I really think he can turn the New York Giants around. I hope it doesn't happen, because we're in the division, but Joe Judge is a really good coach, and 26 is actually a little too low in my opinion. I think he deserves to be higher on this list, and especially with the next guy coming up, Vic Fangio for the Broncos, going into his third season, 12-20 as a Broncos head coach. I think Joe Judge might be better than this guy, even in his 1 year as a Giants head coach. Going to 24, you have Brandon Staley of the Chargers, his first year as the head coach there, and once again, he's higher than Joe Judge. I don't see it, because he's going into his first year. He hasn't really done much. in the NFL, especially as a head coach, because this is his first year. But we'll see what he can do. They have him ranked 24, higher than Joe Judge. Coming in, another head coach, and I don't make this to mean like I'm supporting the Giants or defending the Giants, because like I said, I don't like the Giants. I hope we can sweep them this year, but I'm just being honest. Number 23, you have Dallas Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy. I personally think Joe Judge is better than Mike McCarthy. I mean, obviously, his record is 131, 87, and 2, and that's obviously because of his team. Aaron Rodgers carried them to that Super Bowl. He carried them to that good record that he has. Mike McCarthy is not a good head coach, and we clearly see that. But moving on, number 22, Cliff Kingsbury. I think this is a solid spot for Cliff Kingsbury, only because I personally thought he was going to come in the league better. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say he was overhyped coming to the league, but they had this man hyped coming from that college offense, and it looked solid at times last year, but at times you've seen why he is ranked number 22 on this list. So Cliff Kingsbury, 22. 21, you have Arthur Smith of the Falcons. In the first year with the Falcons, the former offensive coordinator of the Tennessee Titans. Once again, I don't know how he's higher than Joe Judge, how he's higher than Cliff Kingsbury for that matter, and even Mike McCarthy, because he's a rookie head coach. He hasn't really done much, but they have him ranked 21, 21st best coach in the NFL. Number 20 comes in at John Gruden. I mean, John Gruden, he's been solid since coming back. Hasn't been good, hasn't been terrible, so that's a good spot for him. 19, Matt Nagy of the Chicago Bears. I personally think Joe Judge is a better coach than Matt Nagy. I think, honestly, Mike McCarthy's a better head coach than Matt Nagy. I think, honestly, John Gruden is a better head coach than Matt Nagy. I also think Cliff Kingsbury is a better head coach than Matt Nagy. And like I said, he's the 19th best head coach, and that's actually surprising. So coming in at 18, you have Matt Rule, who a lot of people are sleeping on the Panthers. I personally think guys like Joe Judge and Cliff Kingsbury are better than Matt Rule, but 18, I'm not too flabbergasted at the move, because he is building a good culture and changing things in Carolina. So he's at 18. We'll see what he can do with now finally having a quarterback after moving on from Teddy Bridgewater last year. He didn't have his best player, Christian McCaffrey. He's going to have him back next year, or this up-and-coming year rather. So we'll see what they can do with Sam Darnold. Aha, here we go. Number 17, Washington head coach Ron Rivera. Okay, so before I give my opinion on, let's read why they gave him number 17 for ranked Ron Rivera as the 17th best head coach. Washington went 7-9 and won the NFC East in his first year at the helm, which was a remarkable and fitting feat for a head coach whose laws fostered steady culture but never quite taken the next step. Rivera respected her voice, should keep the football team tough, especially on defense, and his Ryan Fitzpatrick gamble raises the ceiling for 2021. As always, tough and title feel is as too unlikely, or it says, even though he's tough, a title feels a little too unlikely. So I mean, I understand that, but honestly, guys, 17 for Ron Rivera in his first year is not too bad. And I know that might just be because Ron Rivera is a respected voice, but I will take it. I will take it in year one. To be the 17th best head coach in the league of 32, I would take it. I know some of you guys may be upset, but let's read some of the guys that are in front of him. But me personally, I would take 17 for Ron Rivera. So coming in at 16, Brian Flores. I think Ron may be better than Brian Flores, but just for Brian Flores' recent change for the Miami Dolphins, he's 16. So I personally think Ron is better than him. Mike Zimmer at 15, you have the Vikings head coach, who is really solid, you know what I'm saying? He's been a really good defensive-minded head coach. I can see some of you guys making the case for Ron Rivera being better than him, but 15, you put Mike Zimmerman. 14, you have Mike Vrabel, another guy who, at the point of right now, has had better recent success than Ron Rivera. Some of you guys may say, hey, no, he's not better than Ron Rivera. And if you say that out there, that's a good point. I can't be mad at you for that. But I also can't be mad at CBS for saying he is the rank 14, that being Mike Vrabel. But I could see some of you guys out there saying he is the 14th best coach in the NFL, that being head coach Ron Rivera. But moving on, number 13, you have Kevin Stefanski. I personally think Ron is a better head coach than Kevin Stefanski, but they're two totally different kind of coaching styles. He's a defensive coordinator or defensive-minded head coach, that being Ron Rivera, and Kevin Stefanski being an offensive guru and him winning coach of the year last year, and he turned the Browns around in his first year. I totally see why he's 13. I think Ron is a better head coach, but I could see why he's 13. Look at everything he did in his first year. That's understandable. 12, Frank Rich of the Colts. Now, I mean, I don't know about this one. I would have to do some rearranging. I don't think Ron is the best 12 or the 12th best head coach in the NFL, but I don't think Frank Reich is either. I think Ron should be higher than Frank Reich, but once again, if I say that, that means I have to do some rearranging with the other guys I said in between these two guys, because I don't think Ron is the 12th best head coach, but I don't think Frank Reich is better than him either. Let's see, Kyle Shanahan. I don't think Kyle Shanahan is better than Ron Rivera either. Mike Tomlin, he's better than Ron Rivera in my opinion. Some of you guys can say otherwise, but he is better than Ron Rivera. That's just being totally unbiased. Moving on, number 9, Matt LaFleur. Once again, I think they're totally two different head coaches. This is a guy that was in Washington's system. Another guy outside of Sean McVay that we passed up on too. And once again, like I said, they're two totally different kind of coaches. But I couldn't see for guys making a case to say Ron Rivera is better. I don't think so, only because of the success that Matt LaFleur has had since taking over Green Bay. Number 8, Bruce Arians. I know a lot of you guys like Bruce Arians out there. Another good head coach. I don't know if Ron Rivera is better than Bruce Arians, but like I said, if some of you guys may think he is, that means you will have to change all the other guys who I said personally are better than Ron Rivera. But once again, it's all opinionated based. You guys can take all this for whatever it's worth. Number 7 comes in at Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll is a better head coach than Ron Rivera, flat out. Let's be real. Sean McVay, better head coach than Ron Rivera, but once again, I don't think you can compare them because they're two different different-minded head coaches. Number 5, Sean McDermott, another good head coach. I mean, Sean McDermott wasn't the best coming in for the Bills. He's just now starting to have recent success. I could see you guys making a case for saying Ron Rivera is better, but at the same time, like I said, Sean McDermott is the 5th best head coach. I don't think Ron is the 5th best head coach, at least going into this year. This could totally change from us going into 21 to 22 next year. He could be the 5th best head coach, depending on what we do this year. But if I think Sean McDermott is better, or excuse me, if I think Ron Rivera is better than Sean McDermott, which I kind of do, that means I will have to change everything else around, because I don't think Ron Rivera is the 5th best head coach, even though I think he's better than Sean McDermott. Moving on to the top 4, you have Sean Payton, John Harbaugh, Bill Belichick, and Andy Reid. Top 4 right there. You can't argue with that. I totally agree with that top 4 right there. But other than that, Ron Rivera being the 17th best head coach heading into his second year as Washington head coach, I totally like that. You know what I'm saying? I can't get mad at it. I mean, obviously, I would love it to be higher than that, but I can't get mad at that. You know what I mean? That's just me being totally honest. 17, I know some of you guys might feel like he should be higher than that. And like I said, there are some coaches who I would rearrange and put Ron Rivera over, but like I said, 17, I would take it. I mean, we're coming from Jay Gruden always not making it out of the bottom 4 of 32 through 28 to Ron Rivera being 17 in his first year as Washington's head coach. So I'm happy with it. I'm fine with it. And I personally think he's going to be higher than 17 at the end of our 2021 season, because I feel like we could have a chance to be way better than what we were last year. So remember this, guys. We were ranked 17 according to CBS Sports. Ron Rivera, 17th head coach in the NFL, 17th best head coach in the NFL. Let's come back to this at the end of this year where they start ranking us for the 2022 season. So yeah, man, it's me, boy Juan Gotti. Comment down below what you guys think about this video. Do you agree with the list? Do you agree with Ron Rivera being 17th? What would you put Ron Rivera in? Who would you put ahead of him? Who would you put, behind him and whatnot? Comment down below. As always, it's me, boy Juan Gotti. Like, comment, subscribe, help to watch the football team. We're so close to 3,000 subscribers. I know we can get there in no time if you guys support. Hit that big red subscribe button if you haven't already. I'm out. Peace. Cross me one time, that's gonna get you popped. Get you popped.